Good morning.
Good morning. Hello, Jami. So good to see you.
Good to see you.
So, can you hear us properly now?
Yeah, I can hear you absolutely perfectly well, and it's lovely to
So,
see you all. Thanks for talking to me today.
all the students are so excited to interact with you.
Great.
And we are celebrating Peace Day. We are having some Peace Day activities in the school. We are doing it in first and second week of October as we were having our term end examination in September. So now two students are going to tell you about the Peace Day activities in the school.
Great. Excellent.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Namaste. It's a great honor and privilege to interact with you on about Peace Day. So we all have watched your movies, Peace Day, Day After Peace, and Peace One Day. On the face-to-face platform, we have been sharing our experiences and views through team blogging with the students of different countries. So we have also made some posters, and business enterprise students have also designed these peace t-shirts. As you can see, we send peace postcards to our partner schools, Fatima Sroor School, Palestine's Town Gymnasium School, Russia, and St. Augustine Academy, UK.
Recently, the students of class 5 played a friendly cricket match to spread the message of peace, and the primary and senior students of the school participated in the morning assembly whose theme was Peace Day. And we will also going to organize a peace rally to promote awareness among the local communities. And we are grateful to our school management, our principal Mrs. Reena, our international project coordinator Mrs. Rita, and Narendra ma'am for their guidance in peace activities.
So we are truly grateful that you give your precious time to enlighten us. Thank you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Wow, amazing work that you've been doing. Congratulations, fantastic. And you delivered that update extremely well. So thank you, both of you.
Okay, so some of our students have prepared few questions. So can they ask you some questions now?
Absolutely, be delighted.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. We have watched your movies. We have watched your movies, The Day After Peace and Peace One Day. You have done an excellent job in upliftment of Afghanistan. My question is, how was your experience? Were you scared? What difficulties did you face there while making documentary films?
Yeah, I mean, it was difficult, working in Afghanistan, but it's kind of difficult working in most places. When you're new to a country, then you have to make a lot of connections quickly, with governments and intergovernmental organizations, and in that case, ISAF and NATO, and of course, we had to make sure that the Taliban received the message that the Day of Peace was going to come, and that they had an opportunity to observe it, as well as obviously working very closely with the United Nations, UNICEF, WHO, and other UN agencies. If it wasn't for the United Nations, there's no way we would have been able to achieve the success that we achieved in Afghanistan. So I'm immensely grateful to them. In terms of so basically, to achieve what we achieved was an awful lot of traveling, was an awful lot of emails, telephone calls, meetings. We worked extremely hard for probably 2 years to make sure that result was achieved, and obviously I'm delighted it was. It was incredible. And then in terms of being frightened, I've been to so many dangerous places now that you tend to just kind of like stay focused. I mean, there's people who take many more risks than I do on a daily basis. If you look at mountain climbers, for example, these people who climb these amazing mountains all over the world. I mean, wow, they're taking a massive risk. And I think the kind of similarities to climbing a mountain and the journey that I'm on are actually they're quite aligned. In as much as when you're in a dangerous situation, whether it's climbing or indeed doing the work that I've been doing, you can't really think about the fall You can't think about, not making it. You have to focus on each grip. You have to focus on each grip. And if you do that and you center your mind and you stay very focused, then you usually get to the top of the mountain. And, I also think that, so that's what I do. I don't think about the top. I just think about the journey, every step. And I'm focused on every single step and every letter and every phone call, everything that I do. I want to be in the moment, and and all of those moments lead up to something really beautiful. And I think it's a really important thing that you guys should. The most important thing that we'll probably talk about is the answer to your question today. Yeah? The most important thing that we're going to talk about is the fact that don't think about the end result. Just be in the moment. Just enjoy the journey. Stay in the process. And I think the other really important thing, like the most important thing that I've learned in these 17 years, is that when you fall down, it's when you're going to learn the most. It should be the thing that you celebrate, not get worried about. Yeah? I think the other, because it just is, wise people, beautiful music. Look at Gandhi. Wow, look at Gandhi. I mean, look at that journey that man took, with his family, Look at the dark times for him. And those dark times are when he must have internalized his thinking so much that this vision appeared. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
And so I think that this is like really what life is all about. When you fall over, just take a deep breath and think about why you fell, and then get up and go. And then with a new strategy. I also think the very interesting thing is that whenever you get a no, when someone says no to you, smile. Just kind of like, because actually no's are very, very interesting. Yeah? So
Yes,
don't ever
sir.
worry about a no. You get a no, just go, okay, that's cool. What can I learn from this no? Why is that person saying no? And I'm going to go back the next day and I'm going to get them to say yes. So that's it, man. That's what life's all about, in my opinion. When you fall down, celebrate. When you get a no, smile and get ready to turn it into a yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. You can see that I'm having my coffee. I'm trying to wake up.
Okay. Sir, we know that number 21 has a special place in your heart. But from where did the idea strike you of recognizing 21 September as the World Peace Day?
Yeah, 21 is amazing. I love that number so much. I love it. And I love it because it was my granddad's favourite number, as you know. And like, how much do we all love our grandparents? I mean, it's just incredible, isn't it? And they're such an inspiration to us all. Unfortunately, my grandparents are now gone. But they've never forgotten. And they're always with me. And, my granddad, he was a prisoner of war.
Yes.
And all those hundreds of men left, but only 21 of them, made it back to their homes to see their families. And, it was quite an incredible thing for him. My brother's about to give me this book about the Japanese prisoner of wars. Boy, what these people went through. I mean, any prisoner of war. I mean, really heavy. So I can understand why that number 21 was so incredibly important to him. The bomb that went off in Nagasaki ultimately killed him, that nuclear explosion. They poisoned his blood. And he died when I was about 11 years old. So that was why, 21, my granddad's favourite number, and those are the reasons why. So it was related to war and conflict. So, it's interesting that the 21st was used for this Day of Peace. But also the 21st of September, usually the third week in September, your head of state, every president, every prime minister of the world is going to be in New York around the 21st of September, always, for the opening of the General Assembly. So it's quite a good moment, when the world is focused, on unity. And so, there are a couple of, and also it's the equinox, the 21st is the equinox, which is also, to those who know about equinoxes, obviously very interesting and very symbolic. So yeah, there's a few reasons why. I'm just thinking about India. I love India so much. It's such an amazing
Thank you for
country.
loving our country.
Yeah, I want to come and have some lovely Indian food again. Some spicy Indian food. Boy,
Yes,
my mouth is like, oh, I love it. It's great. Okay, well, it's lovely to see you guys. Thank you for your question. Who's next?
Thank you.
Delhi. I spent a lot of my time in Delhi. Yeah. And then I travelled up to see His Holiness the Dalai Lama. I drove from Delhi up into those mountains. You know where I mean, right? Where he lives. It was beautiful.
So, whenever you visit India, please do visit our school.
Yeah, I will. How do we say this wonderful name? Ballabhgarh.
It's
What are you
Ballabhgarh.
laughing at?
It's Ballabhgarh.
Ballabhgarh.
There are lots of branches of DAVs all over India, and it's near Delhi, 50 kilometers from here.
Oh, right. So you're 50 kilometers from Delhi. Oh, you're very close.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I will come to Ballabhgarh,
Sure.
and I can't wait.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
What do you expect from the student community about establishing peace in the world?
Well, I think the student community is the most important community, really. I mean, really, genuinely. I mean, it's all about the youth. It has to be. It has to be about you all, no question. And I think that that's why I'm, here now, wanting to talk to you. We need to inspire and empower a new generation of peacemakers. There is no question. And we must give a peace resource to every human being, every young person on the planet. Ultimately, I'd like to see the same peace resource in every single school in the world. I mean, why shouldn't every young person learn the same things about how to create a more peaceful and sustainable world? That there was like one common thing between every young human being on the planet. I just think it's crucially important. If we want to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, then we're going to have to come up with some pretty extreme thinking and support of young people. We must support young people and to be the leaders of a world that needs to be more peaceful and more sustainable. I just think that you guys, obviously have an immense opportunity as young people through your businesses, through your families, in your communities, in terms of working for government, etc. I think it's also really important to know that 98% of the violence that's going to happen today is going to happen in our homes, communities and schools. 98% of the world's violence today will happen in our homes, communities and schools. Only 2% is going to happen in a war zone. 2%. So the real peacemakers are us, in fact.
Yes.
There's no point in talking to the 2%. Well, there is a point in talking to the 2% who are in control of that 2%. But ultimately, we really need to kind of redefine the meaning of peace. When people think about peace, they think about, okay, in Syria or Afghanistan or wherever it might be. They go, the wars. But no, that is not the war that humanity faces. The war is all around us. And therefore, we can all play a role. People around us should not be frightened. There shouldn't be somebody in your classroom who is scared, who is left out. We shouldn't have that. And we must do all we can to support the people in our schools, to make sure that there isn't somebody who is sad and alone and frightened and being bullied. And I think that this is a very, very, very interesting part of what the day really represents. When we talk about the decrease of violence on this day, we measure a decrease of violence on this day. There is a massive decrease in violence across the world on the 21st of September. Close to 10 million people last year in 2014 not being involved in violence. That's amazing. And that's because there's violence in communities, schools, homes and places of work. That's where the violence happens. But if you just took schools, for example, schools write to us and they say, well, in our school on that day, there was no bullying. There was no bullying. And that's because the young people are all talking and interacting and doing posters and singing songs, dancing, sport, speeches. It's really interesting. So I love the idea of you guys going out into your communities tonight, into your homes, with your families and your friends, and just really, really looking out for those around us, because that's peacemaking. That's peacemaking, big time. Thank you for your question, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We're all calling each other sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, terrorists are trained in Pakistan and then they are sent to India to attack innocent people. Our blood boils on such actions. In your opinion, what's the solution to this problem?
Yeah, I think. I understand. Your comment, and I just sympathise for the innocent people, all over the world actually who are caught up in these terrible actions. I want us to remember about the 98% of the violence. There are terrible things that are going on in the world today, in our homes, communities, schools, places of work. And indeed in the situations that you've mentioned. So, when your blood boils and you feel angry, remember that there's something that you can do around you, yeah? And turn that anger into a kind of a constructive, positive energy and go out there into your communities and into your homes and into your schools and make the difference, and then we can shift the balance, yeah, because that's what it's all about. What do I think about when people are trained in this way? Well, obviously, I think it's just terrible, and it's a tragedy. And I think that it goes back to the gentleman before who asked me a question. Where is it going to be different? How is it going to be different? When is it going to be different? And I think it's going to be different when we really, really concentrate on the young generation, on the new generation. With materials, and I'm talking about like inspirational material, films, music, lesson plans, talking about great peacemakers, the link between sustainability and peace, anti-bullying campaigns, giving conflict resolution tools, tools to be able to make the difference, proper tools, being trained as peacemakers, peace builders, one day at a time. It's about the youth, it's about education, it's about good parenting. That's what it's all about, and that's how it's going to be different. That, in my opinion, that's the only way it's going to be different. We must give the tools to young people to be the leaders of a world which is more peaceful and sustainable, and that's never really happened. There are great teachers talking about peace, but I'm talking about lessons. A lesson in maths, a lesson in peacemaking, a lesson in English. That's what it's got to be. It's got to be that serious. Thanks for your question, sir. What's your name?
Sir, Tarun Bansal.
Oh, say your name again?
Tarun.
Tarun. Well, thank you, Tarun, for your question. You can all call me Jeremy. I feel very old when you call me sir.
Good morning, sir.
No, Jeremy.
Good morning, Jeremy.
Good morning.
So, peace is not just for one day, but it is a 365-day commitment. So, how much will the peace organization be able to achieve in the next 10 years?
Well, I think you're absolutely right in what you say. I have a phrase that runs in my mind all the time, and it's building peace one day at a time. Building peace one day at a time. So here we are on the 8th of October, and we're talking about peace today on the 8th of October. And Peace Day is 11 months away, a long time away, but we're peace building today. And that's what it's all about. There is a day, i.e. Peace Day, the 21st of September, which is an opportunity to realize our visions and our manifestations of what peace might look like or what peace might sound like. But actually, the process is unfolding right now. And, it's about building peace every day, not just for one day. And the more that we continue as an organization, the more we make sure our, information is getting this message across. Peace One Day is a 365-day organization promoting peace 365 days of the year. And yes, there is a celebratory day called Peace Day. So, you and I can do peace building today. In fact, that's what we've done already. The communication that we're having, the relationship that you now have as a group of people, you are going to walk away from this moment and you'll be chatting and smiling. You'll be looking out for each other, as you walk down the corridor, as you say goodbye. I mean, we are energizing ourselves with the belief that peace is possible and that we are united in that. That's an energy. That's something that we're getting right now, and it's going to carry us through the day. It's great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. No, you called me sir again, Jeremy.
Actually, in India, I mean, this is a cultural difference. They are trained to call us, sir and ma'am, and they feel shy in calling elders by their name.
And I think it's wonderful that, I totally respect why you're saying sir, and I really get it, and it's lovely. And so you don't have to call me sir, but it's great. I love all the cultural differences. That's the wonderful thing, isn't it? I think that it's really lovely, madam, that you
Rita.
No, madam. I think it's really lovely. There's an interesting phrase. There's a very interesting phrase, and the phrase is intercultural cooperation. Intercultural cooperation. I love this word, or intercultural cooperation. I guess it might be two words, but then I don't have any qualifications, and I'm dyslexic, so I'm not very good at those sorts of things. But anyway, is it two words or one word? Intercultural cooperation. Is that two words? I think
yes,
it's anyway. Not to worry. Intercultural cooperation, and that's the lovely thing about coming to India or going to Africa or being in Washington yesterday. Where you learn about each other's cultures and the differences, and that's actually, the key to humanity's survival is understanding the differences, enjoying the differences, respecting the differences. This is really interesting, and we must protect those differences. It's a beautiful thing about the world. It's the real color. It's what makes it exciting.
Yes, actually we are, we are not able to take the children to other countries, but what we are doing is we are having partner schools in different countries. So like with Russia or with UK or with USA or in Pakistan, we have different partner schools. So they are having joint assembly sessions where they are doing cultural exchanges with other students. So it's a great learning thing for them.
Great, fantastic. That's fantastic. Good. Well, any more questions?
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good
morning, Jeremy.
Good morning.
Sir, could you please enlighten us with the actual meaning and the symbolic significance of peace symbol?
Of our peace symbol, the Peace One Day peace symbol.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I was just looking around. In the office, we have all of the different sort of the journeys of that Peace One Day logo. I remember in 1998, I was at this beautiful music festival, and I was sort of thinking about all of these different musicians from all over the world who had come together. Oh wow, there you go, cool. You've got some peace symbols down. Yeah, bring that closer to the screen. That looks really cool. What is that? Oh wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm liking that. So look, what we're looking at is kind of interesting to see that the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament sign, which I think is what that is, the big peace one that everyone knows, and then our logo with the world. What was quite interesting about the evolution of the Peace One Day logo is like the first one that which is very famous at the bottom there, was circular. So kind of that sort of leads you instinctively. Obviously, I wanted a symbol that recognized the world, and of course, our world does. The world does. The lotus leaves were picked up from the United Nations and were added, and then we put the words Peace One Day underneath it. It used to be more complex as a logo in the early days. The font that we used was very different to the sort of starker font that we use today, more modern. If you look at the very early versions of the Peace One Day logo, it wasn't as modern as it is now. So I think what you've got there is you've got the world, obviously, you've got the circular theme, you've got the sort of the leaves of the United Nations, and then our words. And the words. So thank you for holding that up. Thank you. I can see a hello again, everybody. You were all blocked out there for a minute. So I think that also the words Peace One Day were really interesting how they came together. I wanted to make a film about peace. I realized there was we needed a day, and literally, I've actually got the piece of paper where the words Peace One Day, how they came together for us. and it was kind of really interesting. And so it's been the name Peace One Day. There will be Peace One Day. We're working for Peace One Day. The name has been very good for us and for the journey.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So what can be our contribution towards stopping the violent activities of ISIS or ISIL?
Yeah, I mean, I think that look, I speak to a lot of young people all over the world, and the young people I speak to, will be dealing with different groups that they, of course, will know of. Obviously, you realise that whether you're in South America or whether you're in Asia or whether you're in Europe, there are different groups that are fighting, and carrying out the activities that they do. I always keep going back to the 98%. Of the violence that's happening in our homes, communities, and schools, because this is the real war that humanity faces, or this is where a large portion of the suffering is happening, like pretty much most of the suffering, in fact. So I'm very concerned about that and very focused on that. And Peace One Day is also very much about the individual being able to be involved in the peace process. There are institutions, organisations, NGOs, UN agencies who are set up to look very closely at the particular groups, the two groups that you just mentioned. And that's their job. My job is to provide an opportunity for young people and individuals to be able to be involved in the peace process and to manifest belief where it doesn't exist. Because that's one of the major challenges is that peace faces, is that people don't believe in peace because there's so much media thrown at them which disempowers them, and therefore you start to think the mountain is impossible to climb. That going back to that analogy with where we started. So my feeling is that we need to look into ourselves. We need to look at those around us particularly in this context within the school, and we need to support each other and not be disempowered by these movements. We must not be disempowered. We must believe in peace. It's attainable, and each and every one of us can make a difference, and that's what we have to concentrate on. Otherwise, we will not climb the mountain towards a united world. But you're very wise to ask the question, and I respect the question. But I think that the only thing that we can do about it is to look into ourselves and become the peacemakers that we want ultimately to become.
Hey guys.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry to
And you are
interrupt.
doing a very good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm sure you are too. Thank you for your question.
Hi guys. Sorry, just to tell you have 5 more minutes, so maybe 1 or 2 more questions.
Okay.
Thank you, Daniel.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How does the support of celebrities like Angelina Jolie can be helpful in this mission of celebrating peace?
You see how that name just brought a smile to my face?
Yeah.
What an amazing woman she is. Wow. I think that they make a massive difference. I mean, a huge difference. And I'll tell you what I think about this. It's very, very simple, and the answer is really clear to me. There are 4 pillars, 4 fundamental pillars. If you take one of them away, you will not hold the roof up. So there are 4 pillars to a successful movement for me, in terms of campaigning, in terms of what I'm doing. And those 4 pillars are, I almost don't want to tell you. If we have more time, I'd ask you, and you would all work it out. But the 4 pillars are the 4 things. 1, you have to have a very simple idea. Number 1. Number 2, you need to have people who believe in that idea. You need to have a constituency. Number 3, you have to have finance to run that operation. And number 4, you have to have celebrities to help you raise awareness. That's it. So whatever you guys want to go and do, or whatever campaign you want to run, have those 4 things and it'll work. It'll work. And that's just it, because and so therefore singers, actors, artists, as in painters, all of these people, really play a crucial role, and without them, we couldn't get the message out there. We just couldn't get it out there on the scale that we're getting out there. The corporate sector obviously also plays a massive role. I mean, if you, go to, I don't know, the home page of our website, get that iTunes song. I think it's about 79 pence, which is the one song. I mean, that's that is an incredible tool. That song is an amazing song, but it's also doing an incredible job. The corporate sector falls into that pillar of money and raising awareness and using its products and its workforce and its consumers. But those are the 4 pillars: good idea, constituency, finance, and celebrities. Celebrities play a crucial role. If I had the most famous cricketer of India going around India with me, trying to raise awareness of this day, you know what would happen? Every radio station, every television station, and every newspaper would publish the fact that that person was supporting the peace process. Guaranteed. You tell me anybody else who could do that. No one. That's how it is. These amazing Bollywood actors or these amazing Indian cricketers, because you're literally the best cricketers in the world, of course. It's kind of like this is very interesting to me. A very good question. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So, thank you, Charmi. Thank you for this interactive session. And we would like to end up the session with a small peace prayer. It's in Sanskrit. So the children are going to pray that their peace may prevail everywhere, all over the world. Peace means shanti. We call it shanti.
Shanti.
So, yes. These are the words, peace, written on their t-shirts in different languages.
ॐ दयु शान्ति अन्तरिक्षगं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्तिरापा शान्तिरोषधयः शान्ति वनस्पतयः शान्ति विश्वे देवा शान्ति ब्रह्मा शान्ति सर्वगं शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
That's it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was so beautiful to start the day in that way. So thank you very, very much for saying that prayer. That was wonderful. Thank you for your amazing questions. Good luck for 21st of September, and good luck in terms of peacemaking every day. You've been a wonderful group. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.